I'd like to begin by asking you to think about which food chain would best feed the United States of America. I know it might be a little challenging, but I'd like you to picture the food itself. What it would look like to have industrial food, organic food, local food, hunters-gatherers food in front of you. As you picture this, think about which foods go with these categories. I want you to do this so that you can see for yourself which food chain you're likely to choose when you have a lot of options. Today I want to prove to you why local sustainable food is the best option to choose from when you have a lot of varieties. We all eat food, don't we? But we tend to not look closely at the foods that we pick. If they look good, we choose them. But have we ever considered the fact that even though those foods might look scrumptious, we don't know the background behind it? Apparently, we are the most fed nation in history of the world, but we are far from the best fed. Food that is fast, fried, and from factories is not meant for our health, but we are buying it because it's handy and affordable when we are hungry. The local sustainable food chain is the most workable option to feed the United States population because the animals are treated more fairly, it has fewer opposing environmental impacts, and the consumers have a superior connection with the food and the farmers, which allows them to make wise choices. Local sustainable food is the best option to feed the United States because the animals raised on local farms are in good health and are treated good. In the Omnivore's Dilemma, Michael Pollan talks about how Joel, one of the local farmers he met, doesn't abuse his cattle with chemicals. He says, Joel doesn't have to treat his cattle with toxic chemicals to get rid of parasites. When we look at the local food chain, we always think of expensive, too healthy, too sustainable, etc. But when we really look at the local food, we don't realize that it's actually the best choice to eat rather than organic or industrial food. When we look at farmers, we notice that a lot of family farms are being forced out of their businesses. Did you know many small farms will cease production because farming isn't economically workable for the younger generation? We will lose our food security and have to rely on industrial agriculture and more food imports from the other countries. This means that the farm's production is going down because of the younger generation. This shows that we need to try and make the work easier for the younger people so that the production could increase its limits. Local sustainable food is advantageous because it helps protect the environment. I don't know about everybody else, but I like food that helps the environment. What about you? Did you know that on factory farms, animals eliminate tons of waste every week? Millions of gallons of this untreated waste are often being held in open-air lagoons and pollutes their surrounding air, land, and water. This seems bad to me that a lot of waste is going into our ecosystem and destroying it. When it comes to germs and stuff, I hate it because it gets you sick. This waste that is occurring is making the universe sick and destroying our world. It appears that local sustainable food helps the environment because locally grown food does not have to be shipped as far as other foods on average that travels to large supermarkets. The shipment of food by a diesel truck in America releases millions of tons of CO2 into the atmosphere each year, contributing to the warming of our planets. This means that since farmers don't have to travel that far to local supermarkets, that these diesel trucks are helping the plants grow. If you had to choose between clean or dirt, what would it be? Personally, for me, it would be clean because I'm a clean person. Local food is like a clean dish that doesn't affect the environment. It actually supports it rather than destroys it. Alright, let's switch it up a bit. Everybody says that organic food is better than local sustainable food. I would say yeah if I liked organic food, but I don't, so it doesn't matter. People say that organic food is better because organic food is safer, possibly more nutritious, and after better tasting than non-organic food. On the other hand, local sustainable food is way better because when you buy direct from a farmer, you're engaging in a time-honored connection between eater and grower. By this, it means that you have a closer relationship with your farmers and your food. However, consumers may contradict about local sustainable and say that organic production is better for the environment and kinder to animals. Obviously, I'm going to say yeah. Obviously, I'm going to agree with this because it's kinder to the animals and I love animals. But just because organic food is kinder to the animals doesn't mean that the local food is ineligible. Did you know that sustainable farmers and ranchers treat their animals with respect, care and respect, and these farmers enable their animals to move freely, engage in automatic behavior, consume a natural diet, and avoid the stress and illness associated with confinement? This seems compatible to me if I was an animal living on this farm. I'd be having the time of my life. This shows every sign of love for the animals and that the farmers really enjoy their animals. But that's not the point. People go against local sustainable foods because they don't know the advantages behind it. They always suspect that it's too healthy or too costly to buy. But I personally believe that it has higher qualities than organic food. Imagine being a food, either industrial food, local food, organic food, or even hunter-gatherer food. What would you be? Me personally, I would be local food because I know that when people eat me, they will be getting the nutrients they need, and I also know that I won't be affecting the environment around us, and I'll taste delicious. But hey, it's your decision at what you eat. You are the judge of your own food. Nobody can tell you what to choose or what not to choose. I hope that this speech has taught you to choose wisely at the food you eat, and I hope that in the future you make the right decision. Thank you.